So almost 300 people remain unaccounted for after a ferry carrying 459 people, mainly children on a school trip, capsized and sank off the south of Korea. Now, I just want to bring you up to speed as to where this exactly took place. So the ferry left the port of Incheon. It was heading, as you can see, all the way down to Jeju. That's a holiday resort, a very popular holiday area. Now, the tragedy struck near Jinjo Island, but let's be a bit more specific as to where that exactly happened, because it was approximately 20 kilometers off the coast of Jindo, so slightly further actually, but there in the South China Sea. Now, I want to bring you up to speed because this is a moving situation. Lucy Williamson sent us this report.
They'd been clinging on for half an hour when rescue came. Students on a school trip to South Korea's holiday island. Each tiny figure emerging from the crippled hull, a lifeline for one parent, brother or sister waiting on shore. But as they were being passed to rescue boats, the ship beneath them began to sink. Within the hour, it was almost gone. The worry for rescuers and parents is that some of the passengers were still inside.
Clearly a very emotional scene there, and many of you have been taking to Twitter to talk through your emotions as to what's going on here. Some of the main hashtags are here. Seawall is the name of the actual vessel, and people have been using that hashtag, like this one person who tweeted, this is an independent journalist tweeting, a female student texted her mum saying, "I love you," because she didn't know if she'd make it. She is still missing. So painful scenes there, as Lucy was describing. Another key hashtag has been Pray for South Korea, which many of you have been using to express your sympathy for what's happened, and obviously prayers as well. Now, this one's come in. EXO's performances are cancelled due to the sunken ship tragedy. EXO is a South Korean boy band, and this one's also come through, sending our prayers and condolences to the family of all the victims in the ferry accident. Many of you have been doing exactly that. Now, another hashtag that's been used to exchange information has been hashtag South Korea, and the US 7th Fleet has sent this tweet out saying that their ship is responding to the ferry sinking and will assist as requested by South Korea. Hashtag South Korea ferry. So many hashtags there, but the main point being many of you are taking to Twitter to share information and express emotion there as well. Well, it's been a complicated picture. What exactly happened? Here's what we know so far. Well, we saw Lucy Williamson's report earlier. Let's now speak to her live. She's there in Jindo following the situation there on the ground. Lucy, night has fallen and increasingly we're hearing reports that the weather may well hinder the situation there. What more do you know?
Well, yes, all the families waiting here in this coastal town for news. They've had no news so far from the rescue teams out in the sea behind me. A US Navy ship is on its way to help with the search, but as you said, the weather is expected to deteriorate tomorrow morning, and the search teams at the moment, as you can see, are working in darkness. There's bad visibility underwater as well, so no news yet of those still unaccounted for.
Well, my colleagues on World Have Your Say on BBC World Service Radio are also talking about this right now. Let's have a listen in.
Testimony of those who managed to survive all day. In fact, we can listen to some of that now. They've been speaking to the BBC.
There was an announcement telling us to sit still, but the ferry was already sinking. Some of the students were not able to escape.
You're seeing Ben James there presenting World Have Your Say on the BBC World Service Radio. Harrowing accounts there.